Hey there, this is Seth Hart from Searching for Seas, and you're listening to 91.7 FM WSUW Whitewater.
Veterans Day has been a tradition in the United States since November 11, 1947. Raymond Weeks, a World War II veteran, organized the first National Veterans Day in Birmingham, Alabama. Prior to then, it was called Armistice Day. Cities across our nation commemorate the men and women of our armed services for their sacrifices to keep our nation safe. There is a program located on the University of Wisconsin Whitewater campus for ROTC cadets. For the fourth consecutive year, UW-Whitewater has been declared a military-friendly school by GI Jobs magazine. UW-Whitewater has a proud reputation for welcoming military students, offering them resources, and honoring their service. The Veterans and Service Members Organization, which meets in the Anderson Library's Veterans Lounge, not only allows veterans to meet and interact with each other, but also encourages them to share their ideas for improving their educational experience. Today we will be honoring UWW ROTC cadets as well as local veterans on our Teen Day Veterans Day tribute broadcast from the American Legion Post 166 in Fort Atkinson. We'll be back to share their stories of bravery and courage, including select songs from the Rhythm of Honor CD. You're listening to our special presentation of the Teen Day Veterans Day Weekend Tribute Broadcast presented by 91.7 The Edge, Daily Union, and Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
How long has it been since you felt the rush of stretching your arm across the foul line, releasing a 10-pound ball, anxiously watching it roll down the alley, anticipating a strike, only to see it bounce into the gutter? Quarter Mania at Rock River Lanes in Fort Atkinson can help relive those memories and create new ones. They also have banquet services and Kingpin Adventure Golf.
Details and information are available by visiting rockriverlanes.com or calling 920-563-9511. That's rockriverlanes.com or 920-563-9511.
Since 1988, Diversified Personnel Services has been connecting motivated people with top-end players in Jefferson, Dodge, and Dane County, along with Lake Country and surrounding areas. Employers who partner with DPS fund vital vocational programs for youth and adults with disabilities and other barriers to employment.
More information about DPS is available by contacting Ann Jancourt at 920-563-2437 or visiting dpsworks.com. That's 920-563-2437 or dpsworks.com.
UW-Whitewater's campus radio station, 91.7 The Edge WSUW, is hosting the 91.7 The Edge Teen Day broadcasting program this fall. The program gives 12 teens the opportunity to try out broadcasting before college. Support our efforts by keeping up on upcoming broadcasts at dailyunion.com and listening to the broadcast online at 917theedge.com. Thank you.
Now back to the Teen Day Veterans Day tribute featuring ROTC cadets and local veterans presented by 91.7 The Edge, Daily Union, and Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I'm pleased to have with me Josh Stedman, sorry about the name, a member of the ROTC Warhawk Battalion at the University of Wisconsin Whitewater. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm sorry about mispronouncing your name.
No worries. You're not the first person and won't be the last.
First, could you share with us your major and why you chose to attend UW-Whitewater?
I'm a physics major at UW-Whitewater, and I chose to attend there because their physics program is really small, and so you get a lot of one-on-one time with the professors, and there's no shortage of extra time.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah.
What exactly is ROTC?
ROTC stands for Reserve Officer Corps Training. Basically, it's a 4-year program that you go through. You do alongside your regular college major, and you come at the other side trained to be an introductory leader in the United States Army as a second lieutenant.
That's cool. What's your role in or job in the ROTC?
Right now, I am head of operations, so I work with our battalion commander and our cadre, obviously, which is our professors, basically. We call them cadre. We work with them, and we set up training events for the younger cadets. And kind of in setting up those training events, we're also being trained ourselves as how to set them up and how to run events and stuff like that.
Can you tell me more about the training events?
Let's see. We do a lot of a lot of kind of basic stuff like a little bit of first aid. We do what's called stick slains, which is like you run battle drills, which are like a squad attack. So you would take like a group. I mean, you use obviously fake weapons and stuff, but you get a lot of leadership training out of it. You take a group of 9 to 11 people out, excuse me, and you kind of perform like what the infantry would do if they were going to go and perform a squad attack and like perform a mission. So we do a lot of mock missions, and we treat them as realistic as possible. You get the maximum training value out of them.
Okay. What made you want to join the ROTC?
I heard about it after I was a freshman, so I started a little late. And one of my friends was in it, and I went and talked to a recruiter about it and kind of got interested in it. The first reason I looked was because I needed some help paying for school, and attended some of the events that ROTC does and kind of fell in love with it. And it's definitely helped me grow as a person, and it's been a really good thing in my life. So,
do you have any veterans in your family?
My cousin is a vet. He was over in Iraq as a military intelligence sergeant. But other than that, no.
Has he given you any advice on being deployed and stuff?
Not really. We're not that close. I mean, we're friends. We get along, but I don't know him that well.
What do your parents and friends and family think about your potential deployment?
They're supportive. Obviously, they don't like the idea of me being overseas.
In harm's way and stuff.
Yeah, in harm's way and stuff. But they're definitely supportive, and I know that if I'm having a hard time or anything, they'll be there for me.
How have you been preparing to be deployed?
Just trying to get the maximum training value out of what I've been given. Trying to educate myself as much as possible and grow as a leader. That's what we're really training for in ROTC, is to be leaders. And the more you know and the better the leader you can be, the easier things are going to be for sure, and the better time your troops will have as well.
What's the most important thing you've learned by being in the ROTC?
That's a tough question. Probably learned a lot about myself and about my own shortcomings and where I need to grow personally.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah.
What are the benefits of being part of the ROTC?
As far as like school benefits?
Sure.
If you're a scholarship cadet, then you get basically all your school is paid for, and you have a commitment afterwards, obviously, to be in the Army for a certain amount of time. If you have already been deployed, then you get what's called the GI Bill, and all your school is paid for again. And so it's kind of nice. Before I joined, I had to worry about how I was going to work and pay for school and also make the grades that I wanted to make at the same time. And now I can more focus on school and have to pay attention to ROTC a lot too as well. But
are there any, I don't know how to word it, after you graduate, or are you going to be deployed right away?
It's hard to say. I'm personally what's called an SMP cadet, so I'm a simultaneous membership. So I'm in ROTC and I'm part of the National Guard at the same time. So I drill with the National Guard unit every month, just like that. And so I will be in the National Guard when I'm done. Some of the other cadets will be active duty. So they'll go to a base and they'll be stationed on base. They might not be deployed overseas right away. But I will, it depends on if the unit that I get commissioned into, if they get deployed, then I'll be deployed with them.
Okay, well, unfortunately, our time is up. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Coming up is a special tribute from the Rhythm of Honor called Voice of America, and you have an opportunity to get a copy by being caller number 3 at 262-472-1312. So call in.
Well, we looked high and low, we found the guy in the hole with a whole lot of dough. No, it wasn't easy. The news got around that the guy had been found. There was a sigh of relief from a whole lot of people. 24/7 we're looking at
Where or what war did you serve in?
I served after the Second World War, 1950-53 overseas, and I was occupation duty with the 2nd Armored Cav, United States Constabulary, which a lot of people never heard of. It was only in use for 6 years. It was one of the most elite units in the U.S. Army.
Oh, so you're very high up there then.
Yes, yes.
And what war were you in?
Well, I served from 1976 to 1996 in the United States Navy, and the one time that I actually did get to see combat was during the 1988 operation of Operation Praying Mantis, which was the largest United States Navy surface battle since the end of the Second World War. We were in action against Iranian Air Force and naval units, and I'll tell you one thing, combat's not like the movies, it's not like TV, it's not like airsoft or paintball. I can't use the words here that I think the radio would allow me to use, but it definitely gets your attention, and I wouldn't want to have to go back through it again.
Can you tell me some of your experiences?
Experiences in the Navy? Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. I served aboard 4 different ships during my career. I was on one of the first ships in 1980 that went into the Black Sea after, and it was pretty hairy because, I mean, the Russians were all over the place there. There was ships on all 4 points of the compass, and we were overflown by Russian IL-121 bombers, which actually had real missiles and bombs under the wings right next to the little red star. It really gets your attention to see stuff like that because then you know these guys aren't playing, it's for real. But I think during my time in the Navy I was very fortunate. I got to see quite a bit of the world, and I owe that in no small part to my family, and especially my father sitting here, because my dad was on active duty in 1961. They were called back in the National Guard. They were federalized, and the 32nd Infantry served in Fort Lewis, and I was only 4 years old, and I can still remember that stuff. It's amazing. But our family's always served. In fact, as in this room at the very back, there's a photograph of my uncle, my dad's brother, Andrew G. Kirkmeyer. He was a captain in the United States Army and lost his life in November of 1969 in the Republic of South Vietnam.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Can you tell me about your experiences?
Yes, I put in 21 years with the Army, and overseas I was in the 2nd Armored Cavalry, which meant that we had tanks, and I went to tank school in Vilseck. In fact, the unit that I was with, the regiment, is still overseas, and it's stationed in Vilseck, which used to be the tank school for UCOM at that time. And we had M24 light tanks, and I was in that one for over 2 years. They called us border troopers because we were the ones that were on the border between East and West. The Germans called it the border of freedom.
Reflecting back, what was it like putting your life on the line to protect your country?
Well, when I can't say that it came in some grand way, but all I remember is that they announced that we were taking enemy fire, to starboard, take cover, and I was on the mess decks. My job was an on-scene leader, which was I was one of the repair party. I was the guy that was going to go down into the damaged spaces on the ship, should there be any, especially the ones involving engineering, because that was my job, working in the boiler rooms and engine rooms. And I thought to myself, I'm taking cover behind a 4-inch metal post, and I got to thinking, I thought, the guy that ends up shooting me doesn't even know me or see me. I thought it was actually quite ironic. I had to laugh about it. There's almost kind of like when you're in situations like that, the gallows humor stuff comes in pretty handy. You have to joke about it, or otherwise if you really let it bother you, really think about it too deep, it can really kind of mess you up.
Yeah, so it's like those embarrassing moments where you just have to laugh.
Well, yeah, you have to. We only had one close call there. On the ship that I was on, we were the air defense ship at the Sasan Oil Station. I was on the USS Line McCormick, and the radar actually picked up 2 Iranian F-4 jets which had Exocet missiles on them. Those were ship killer missiles. They're really good. They're really bad news. The French made them, and I do not thank the French for that. But they follow they're about maybe 3 foot off the water, and they will hit the hot part of the ship, and they will sink it. And that scared us. That really got my attention like nothing else, because we've seen films about that, and I did not want to have to experience that at all. That it's very, very humbling.
Well, unfortunately, we have to wrap up. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm Brian Kostelik from Mequon, Wisconsin, and I'm a 5th-year cadet at UW-Whitewater.
I'm Colin Driscoll from Verona, Wisconsin. I am a sophomore cadet in the Air Force ROTC at UW-Whitewater.
I'm Chris Gilmore from New Berlin, Wisconsin. I'm a sophomore at Whitewater ROTC.
I'm Bree Herdrich. I'm from West Bend, Wisconsin, and I'm a first-year student at UW-Whitewater in the Air Force ROTC program.
I am Nate Gilbert, and I am pleased to have Dan Kaiser with me, a member of the ROTC Warhawk Battalion at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
First, could you share with us your major and why you chose to attend UW-Whitewater?
Sure. I'm currently a senior at UW-Whitewater, and I'm majoring in sociology with an emphasis in criminal justice and also a leadership minor. Reason I chose to attend UW-Whitewater, basically, I had a couple of friends who went there, and originally I was being looked at by the wrestling coaches there. Turned out the wrestling wasn't really for me, kind of fell through, and I ended up joining the ROTC program. So,
what led you to decide sociology as a major?
Sociology, well, my uncle was actually a law enforcement officer, and I thought of it as a potential way for me to help people out. So it seemed like a good fit, and then I actually had a job with the Town of Grand Chute Police Department, and that really confirmed that I wanted to be a police officer. So,
what was your biggest inspiration in joining the ROTC?
My biggest inspiration in joining ROTC is, well, first of all, when our operations in Iraq and Afghanistan were kicking off, I saw a lot of people my age going overseas and fighting for their country, and really putting forth effort and a commitment that, I felt sort of obligated that I was able-bodied and, I wasn't over there. So, and I thought I had the leadership potential to really make a difference. So that's one of the main things that drew me to ROTC.
What is your personal role or job in ROTC?
Right now I'm a cadet battalion commander for ROTC, and my role is, I guess as a generic term, you could say I'm responsible for everything the battalion does or fails to do, but really what that entails is making sure soldier wellness is taken care of, making sure we are really providing for our cadets, and making sure that everybody's getting the maximum amount of training value out of all of our operations. So,
if you could, what level of the ROTC would you like to get to?
Well, actually, hopefully I'm going to be done here pretty soon. Being a senior, I should have only about a semester left for next year, so I'm hoping to commission after that and move on to bigger and better things.
You talk about bigger and better things. What exactly are you thinking of?
Well, once I commission, I'll receive a commission as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army. I'm looking to go active duty. From there, it doesn't really matter to me. I don't really have a particular duty station in mind, just wherever I'm really put. And I guess I'll kind of figure out what my role is once I get there and kind of feel out how I can integrate myself into that unit and make it work efficiently.
How does ROTC work with your college classes and schedule?
ROTC is it becomes a part of your college classes. So what happens is you'll take your regular courses scheduled for your major, and then on top of that, you'll take ROTC courses as well. That's actually how you would get the leadership minor for the requirements for the leadership minor. So it actually coincides very well. We have some very good administrative people, Barb Kleitz, who does all of our administrative, making sure we have the right requirements for graduation. So,
what would you say the number one benefit of joining ROTC has been for you?
the number one benefit from ROTC is really it's a program set up to develop you as an individual, and ultimately it sets you up for an extremely rewarding and challenging career.
In what ways have you been preparing for possible deployment?
Well, deployment's not really on the table for me right now. I'd say if I were to prepare for an upcoming deployment, and I would make sure things at home are straight and squared away, make sure finances are okay, make sure your family understands that it's your decision to serve your country, and I'm lucky enough to have a family who understands that. So just make sure that they have a good frame of mind, and also get your mind right, because you're no good to anybody over there if your mind's still focused on things going on at home.
Speaking of your family, do you have any veterans in your family?
I do, actually. My father was a chief petty officer in the U.S. Navy. He served in the Gulf of Sidra invasion, not very well known. He unfortunately died of cancer 2 years ago, and also my grandfather is a veteran of the U.S. Navy. So,
is there anything that they have told you about possible commission and deployment that you could take with you in the future? Or?
Yeah, actually, my dad said to me once that you'll meet some of the smartest and some of the dumbest people in the military. So it's actually come to be true. The amount of professionalism that you deal with on a daily basis, and to be surrounded by people who are pursuing a career in the profession of arms is really inspiring. It kind of brings top of your game out. And also, you have people who, you work with all kinds of different people. So it kind of works on your interpersonal relationship ability. So,
what would you tell somebody, a young person, somebody listening right now, about possibility of joining the ROTC?
I'd tell them it's absolutely a good program to get involved with if you want to develop yourself as a person. No, obviously the military is not for everybody. That doesn't mean you can't help out the cause in your own little way. But absolutely, give it a shot. We welcome anybody who wants to give it a shot. They come out, they kind of shadow us a little bit, see if it's for them, and then they talk to our cadre if they really want to follow through with it and get involved.
Well, it appears our time is up. Thank you, Dan, for joining me today, and best of luck in the future.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
You're listening to the Teen Day Veterans Day tribute featuring ROTC cadets and local veterans, presented by 91.7 The Edge, Daily Union, and Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
Two Rivers Bicycle and Outdoor sells popular bike brands, repairs all makes and models, and provides bicycle, paddle, and snow sport rentals. They offer indoor cycling classes led by certified instructors to stay fit during fall, winter, and early spring months. Located along the bike path at 102 West Sherman Avenue in Fort Atkinson.
For details, please visit tworiversbicycle.com or call 920-563-2222. Again, that's 920-563-2222.
Since 1973, the Fort Atkinson Community Foundation has made grants of over $13 million for educational, cultural, and charitable purposes for the Fort Atkinson area. Recipients use them to enhance their quality of life. The foundation also has a wide variety of scholarships available to Fort Atkinson area residents and Fort Atkinson high school graduates. During the last 3 fiscal years, the foundation has more grants than have averaged more than $1.2 million per year. In the past year alone, nearly $230,000 in scholarships were awarded to high school graduates and continuing education students. Various citizens have volunteered their time to write a column for the local newspaper, the Daily Jefferson County Union. Fort Foundation Focus explains certain aspects of the foundation and discuss some of the projects that it funds. Details on how to donate or apply for a grant are available at thefortfoundation.org or by calling 920-563-3210. That's fortfoundation.org or 920-563-3210.
UW-Whitewater's campus radio station, 91.7 The Edge WSUW, is hosting the 91.7 The Edge Teen Day broadcasting program this fall. The program gives 12 teens the opportunity to try out broadcasting before college. Support our efforts by keeping up on upcoming broadcasts at dailyunion.com and listening to the broadcast online at 917theedge.com. Thank you.
Teen Day Transportation Services provided by Havelsboro Ford of Fort Atkinson. For information about their transportation services, visit havelsboroford.com or call 920-563-4444. Now back to the Teen Day Veterans Day tribute featuring ROTC cadets and local veterans presented by 9170 Edge, Daily Union, and Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
We're gonna play a song. It's from the Rhythm of Honor soundtrack, and you can win it now by being caller number 3 and call in at 262-472-1312.
Cool breeze blowing on a warm summer day. The gang was all there. They said, come on, let's play. First hit of the game, ring out like a gun. We heard breaking glass and knew what we'd done. The other boys scattered like a squirrel up a tree. And I stood tall, faced my neighbor's door and said, send me, I'm not afraid. I'll take my honor to the grave. A man is made from the inside out, and that's what pride is all about. So send me, send me. Graduation came and went in the blink of an eye. War was on the news and all the people asked why. Terror had come to the heartland one day, turned America's skies from blue to dark gray. Troops were called out to the land across the sea, and I stood tall, packed my bags and said, send me, I'm not afraid. I'll take my honor to the grave. A man is made from the inside out, and that's what pride is all about. So send me, send me. A crazy leader in a land far away tore apart families and America's way. The sun beat down on the blistering sand as we soldiers obeyed the chain of command. Volunteers were needed for a frontline infantry, and I stood tall and prayed to my God, send me, I'm not afraid. I'll take my honor to the grave. A man is made from the inside out, and that's what pride is all about. So send me, send me, I'm not afraid. I'll take my honor to the grave. A man is made from the inside out, and that's what pride is all about. So send me, send me, I'm not afraid. I'll take my honor to the grave. A man is made from the inside out, and that's what pride is all about. So send me, send me.
I am Nate Gilbert, and I am pleased to have with me Leo Curran of Fort Atkinson, who served for 4 years. Welcome.
Good evening, and thank you for the privilege of mentioning a few things relating to my service. I was in the Air Force, and I was in the Air Force from 1958 and 62. My main interest in the Air Force, I served under the Strategic Air Command. I passed out a few flyers on the table. And briefly, what is Strategic Air Command? You might have seen the B-52s and the refueling procedures on television. It was very interesting. It's like having a gas truck in the air fueling an airplane. These airplanes were B-52 bombers, and the Strategic Air Command was both a major command of the United States Air Force, and a specific command in the United States Air Force was defense, and SAC was a operational establishment bombing aircraft and land-based intercontinental basic missile. I really wasn't in any frontline duties other than when we had maneuvers practicing loading the bomber, the B-52 airplanes. That was the only stressful thing that I had. And once they loaded these bombs on the plane, they would go out into maneuvers practicing that taking off. Now the pins for these bombs were the orders came from the United States, the president, and he pushed the red button, and that's when the mission was on to drop the bombs. Right now, I'm pretty much retired, maintenance man from the part-time maintenance man now for the hospital, and an honorable honor guard for the Legion here. Also a crossing guard at the Rockwell School. So in essence, that was pretty much who I am and what I was about. Like I said, I passed out a number of flyers to people, to the tables, and if anybody wants to read further, so they know what is SAC. They call it SAC. That's what it's about.
You mentioned you were on honorable honor guard here at the Legion. What exactly is that?
Okay, when we have a funeral, whatever branch of service, we present the flags for whether it's the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, or whatever, and we have the 3-gun salute and address the deceased person with honors. With the flag, we present the flag, and to the parents or the person that has survived, and it's sporadic. We have sometimes we have 6 or 8 funerals a month. Sometimes we only have 2 or 3.
What would you say that your major career achievement would be?
My major career achievement would be is maintenance, mechanical maintenance in buildings. While I was in the service, I was in that squadron, and I mainly took care of the mess hall, and many of the buildings with the air conditioning and refrigeration and whatever maintenance had to be done.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, and it appears our time is up, and we wish you the best of luck in the future and the best of luck with your retirement.
And thank you for the honor of being here.
My name is Michael Tuchisky. I'm currently a junior or an MS3 in the program, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
My name is Alyssa Kastner. I'm from Sussex, Wisconsin, and I'm a sophomore at UW-Whitewater Army ROTC.
My name is Ben Pelk. I am from Florence, Wisconsin, and I'm a senior cadet in the UW-Whitewater Army ROTC.
My name is Samantha Shepard. I'm a sophomore UW-Whitewater ROTC from Suring, Wisconsin.
I'm Jackie Karstens. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I'm in the Army ROTC at UW-Whitewater.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I'm here with Rachel Lisk. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. First, could you share with us your major and why you chose to attend UW-Whitewater?
Sure. My major is International Studies with an emphasis in public diplomacy, and I'm minoring in leadership. And I chose Whitewater because I'm kind of a homebody, and it was a really good medium between getting away from home and staying close enough to go home and see important events for my family, too.
So, I know this is kind of getting deep right away, but saying you're a homebody, it's going to be hard if you get deployed then.
I think it's going to be hard, just like it would be for anybody. It's hard leaving your family, but you have a service to your country that you need to fulfill, and there's a lot of support, and it's something that you're going to work through, and it's going to be okay. So,
what's your personal job or role in ROTC?
Right now, I'm only a sophomore, so my role right now is really building my foundation as a leader and building my basic understanding of what ROTC really consists of and what my future is going to entail.
What are the most important things you've learned by being in ROTC?
One of the most important things I've learned is to really take advantage of opportunities that are given to you. I've been presented with a lot of opportunities so far, and you just say yes and you take advantage of them, and you find out that you learn a lot about yourself, a lot about others, and you really just get some unique experiences that you wouldn't otherwise have.
By unique experiences, you mean?
One, for example, that I will never forget is I recently got to go to Vietnam over the summer and work with the Vietnamese cadets and teach them English. So that was one opportunity that I'm really thankful for. So there's a lot of opportunities like that out there that you just need to make sure you grab hold of and take the time to experience.
Do you have any veterans in your family?
I do. Actually, on my mom's side, I have my great-grandpa who was in World War II. He was actually in the Battle of the Bulge with my grandfather on my father's side. And then my grandpa on my mother's side was in the Korean and the Vietnam War. And although my dad wasn't a veteran, he was in the U.S. Army for 8 years.
So what do your parents and families think about your potential deployment?
They're all really supportive of me. Obviously, it helps that they have military background themselves, that they understand what it takes and the risks and the benefits that come with it. So they're really supportive and they're really excited for me, which really makes it easier for me.
What inspired you to join the ROTC?
It was a lot of, obviously, like I said, I have a lot of family background, and they were all really supportive about it. They were all very patriotic, very supportive of the military. And it's something that I've always had a little bit of a background in. It's always kind of been present in my life, and it's just something that always interested me. And when my dad told me about ROTC and I looked into it, I really liked it. I liked the sound of it. And I'm lucky enough to actually have a scholarship, so I'm getting my college paid for as well, which is very helpful.
And you said you're majoring in leadership?
No, I'm majoring in international studies, but I have a minor in leadership.
Okay. So. And what career would that go into?
I'm really hoping to do something with disaster management in the future. So working with natural disasters that would happen, like our Superstorm Sandy, that I would hopefully get to go in and help manage and control disasters like that.
What are the benefits for you for being a part of ROTC?
The benefits for me, like I mentioned before, there's just a lot of opportunities out there that I wouldn't otherwise have. And there's just a lot of opportunity for personal growth. You do sports in high school and you do clubs in high school, but being part of ROTC just pushes your personal growth to a whole new level. So it's something that I don't think I would have gotten joining any other organization.
If you weren't in ROTC, what would you be doing?
I know I was interested in first in the track team, so maybe I'd be on the track team. But I don't know. I don't know what I'd be doing without ROTC. Something productive, I'm sure. I'd find something.
Are you a good runner? Is that why you want to do track?
Actually, no. I was more of the fielder side of track and field. So, no, I was not normally a really good runner. So,
do you have final things to say?
Just thank you for having me. I appreciate you taking the time to spend time with myself and the other cadets here. So, we just really appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. We're gonna play a song, and it's called Soldier's Daughter. It's from the Rhythm of Honor soundtrack, and you can win it now by being caller number 3 and call in at 262-472-1312.
Mama kissed her soldier goodbye, said a prayer as he walked away. Mama, she tried so hard not to cry, she promised him she'd write him every day. Words to strengthen his soul, and light and heavy boots along the way. Then one day she told him about me, the baby girl he'd never see. Whoa, I'm a soldier's daughter, that's what I'm most proud to be. I am a soldier's daughter, his living legacy. Every day she prayed that she would find his letter saying he was coming home. She dreamed that he'd climb 2 stairs at a time, and promised her she'd never be alone. Then one day in 1917, 2 solemn soldiers met her at the door, with a letter that she prayed she'd never read. He died for you, he died for me. Oh, I'm a soldier's daughter, that's what I'm most proud to be. I am a soldier's daughter, his living legacy. Today I kissed his loving name, through a veil of tears I saw soft brown eyes were crying back at me from that cold black Shawnee wall. Mama saved his letters all for me. My father always had so much to say. From the tattered pages I can see the love he sent me from so far away. Words that strengthen my soul, give me the courage to believe. I wish I could tell him what he means to me. All that I am, I owe to his memory. Whoa, I'm a soldier's daughter, that's what I'm most proud to be. I'm a soldier's daughter, his living legacy. Whoa, I'm a soldier's daughter, what I'm most proud
I am Nate Gilbert, and I am pleased to have with me Laverne Borkart of Fort Atkinson, who is a veteran of World War II. Welcome.
I'm Laverne Borkart, and what you want to know about my rank? Okay. I'm a veteran of World War II, and I served in the service from 1942 to 1945. I was inducted on December 5th at Camp Sheridan. From there, they sent me immediately down to Camp Callan in California, which is on the Atlantic coast there near Riverside, California. And from Camp Callan, I was sent out on the Mojave Desert and joined the 124th Anti-Aircraft Unit. And we trained out there for a couple months out on the desert, and I learned to become fire control. What I had was a director that would pick up the signal from the radar and that would be tracking the enemy plane or whatever. And then I would feed that into my director, and that would control the we had four 90mm guns, and it would aim them, and on the director I would set a lead of so many yards. So and then from the desert, Mojave Desert, they send us down to Louisiana in the swamps down there, and we spent a couple weeks down there, and then we went out to the East Coast, and from the East Coast they sent us over to England. That was in 1943, and we were stationed along the English Channel there, and our first mission was to shoot down these V-2 and V-1 bombers that the Germans were sending over to bomb London. And we were real successful there. In fact, the Queen gave our unit a ribbon and medal for our success there. But one did get through, and that's where I was wounded. It landed, and the concussion broke the eardrum on my right ear, so I'm totally deaf in the right ear, and I have limited hearing in my left ear. So, and then once when they crossed the English Channel, we had to wait till they established enough beachhead so we could bring our big guns over, and from there we battled our way through France, Belgium, Luxembourg, into Germany, down into Bavaria. That's where I was when the war ended in 1945. And so we also were involved in we were involved in 4 different battles, which we received medals and ribbons for. And during the Battle of the Bulge, they had us act as field artillery, because by that time the Germans were lacking on planes, so that we really had no mission for shooting planes down anymore, because in Bavaria we were just stationed down from the Germans' eagle nest, Hitler's eagle nest. It was up on the mountains. And there was a town called Bad Reichenau, and that's where I was when the war ended.
What would your advice be for the ROTC people here today?
Well, I think the ROTC is a great program. In fact, my older son was a member of the ROTC. He graduated from the University of Wisconsin, and he became a first lieutenant and was assigned to a signal corps and was sent over to Vietnam. And I'm sorry, but he was shot down over there, and he sent back to the States, but he didn't survive. But I say that ROTC is a great program, and anybody that follows it through have my best wishes, really.
Well, it appears our time is up. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for all that you have done.
You're listening to the Teen Day Veterans Day tribute featuring ROTC cadets and local veterans, presented by 91.7 The Edge, Daily Union, and Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
How long has it been since you felt the rush of stretching your arm across the foul line, releasing a 10-pound ball, anxiously watching it roll down the alley, anticipating a strike, only to see it bounce into the gutter? Quarter Mania at Rock River Lanes in Fort Atkinson can help relive those memories and create new ones. They also have banquet services and Kingpin Adventure Golf.
Details and information are available by visiting rockriverlanes.com or calling 920-563-9511. That's rockriverlanes.com or 920-563-9511.
Since 1988, Diversified Personnel Services has been connecting motivated people with top-end players in Jefferson, Dodge, and Dane County, along with Lake Country and surrounding areas. Employers who partner with DPS fund vital vocational programs for youth and adults with disabilities and other barriers to employment.
More information about DPS is available by contacting Ann Jancourt at 920-563-2437 or visiting dpsworks.com. That's 920-563-2437 or dpsworks.com.
UW-Whitewater's campus radio station, 91.7 The Edge WSUW, is hosting the 91.7 The Edge Teen Day broadcasting program this fall. The program gives 12 teens the opportunity to try out broadcasting before college. Support our efforts by keeping up on upcoming broadcasts at dailyunion.com and listening to the broadcast online at 917theedge.com. Thank you.
You've been listening to our Teen Day Veterans Day tribute broadcast featuring UWW, ROTC cadets, and local veterans presented by 91.7 The Edge, Daily Union, and Wisconsin Broadcasters Association. The WBA is proud to support the mission of 91.7 The Edge Teen Day Broadcasting Program. The 91.7 The Edge Teen Day Broadcasting Program is a community educational program through WSUW FM for teens interested in pursuing broadcast careers. We'd like to thank our featured guests and all of the men and women of the armed services. Rock River Lanes Diversified Personnel Services and Two Rivers Bicycle and Outdoors as the Teen Day sponsorship team. Our background music was provided by Rhythm of Honor, courtesy of Goodnight Kiss Records, used by permission. To learn more about Rhythm of Honor, visit goodnightkiss.com. Visit 917theedge.com to find out how you can get a copy of today's program. Our next broadcast will feature the Fort Atkinson-Milton boys varsity basketball game on Tuesday, December 4th. On behalf of the entire Teen Day broadcast team, we thank you for listening and remember to show your appreciation and gratitude to our troops and veterans.
You're listening to 91.7 FM, WSUW Whitewater.
USA. Some brothers on the team were not, but we're all trained, disciplined, all-American troops from our boots to our steel pots. Now we rule the air and the land and the sea, make it safe for democracy. Now we the big dog, the man, the global police, and we're bad as we want to be. Now the president sent us and we don't resent him. It's the best job we ever had. Let him cause is righteous anyway, just like the freedom. Good, tyranny, bad. This war is just like a dance contest, cause the tough, bold moves get the trophy. We got the Army Corps, the Air Corps, Navy, and Marine Corps, the best choreography. When duty called, we jumped on the boatyard. Ready to start this party. Got out on the dance floor and danced with the devil himself. You know he ain't nobody. Like rock and roll, got into attack mode. They wanna pull you with the big boy. Then we rocked and rolled, hell, there wasn't nobody left. Just rookies with some big toy. I wanna serve my country. Come on. Ain't it for the money. My home. I even left my honey. But I'm standing trying to get jiggy with it. Say something we started. Said to bring it, we brought it. There's a party over here, but there ain't nobody to dance with. After 9/11, we're hunting 24/7 to avenge our brothers and sisters. Bin Laden, Hussein, and the people they train. Can't be letting no terrorists diss us. Saddam ripped people off, thought it was a big gun with weapons of mass destruction. Till we roll up in the Baghdad man, whip the bad, had him stepping real fast and ducking. There ain't no debating that this U.S. hating, so we broke it down to them real good. Then we come with our break dance homes and put our best jams on and made them chill in the hood. We got Harriers, jump jets, carriers, Tomcat, F-111, Prowlers, B-1s, Falcons, miniguns, and automatic weapons. Bradleys, Claymores, M1, A1, Cobras, and Hornets. Apaches, Warthogs, throw you with the big dog and working
Jump
with.
souls and about to get paid. I want to serve my country.
Come on.
Ain't it for the money. Never say what is all of it. I don't want to chance it.
Roll with the big dog.
I can make it through this.
No sweat.
Ain't nobody trying to lose it. I can hear the music, but there ain't nobody to dance
This real
with.
boy, this is summer our jam. Came with the Federine. We like saying, what's up with these clowns? Yeah, they're doing sneaky things. Better book while they can, cause our homeboys will beat them down. They coming late to the dance like they got a chance. We ain't trying to be jacked to ambush. They need to step up and dance so they can step to the door, cause they don't know who they're messing with. Cause we're born and raised in the USA, and we could take a butt beating with the best. But since God's our captain, that ain't gonna happen. Cause we down with the US. Now we're buff and rough, do the job, showing up. It's a dirty job, but someone gotta do it. Now we don't do it cause we're tough, but we're tough cause we do it. For God and country, we can take a bullet. Now I could die in a firefight, I ain't scared.
Give me up, Scotty.
That might be giving as good as I've been getting, oh yeah.
At the moment I bought it.
Some of my homeboys bought it, yeah, but we don't cry.
Graduated with a high score.
Cause I'm chilling with the big poppers, welcome home party in the sky.
Yeah, heaven is to die for. I want to serve my country.
Glory.
Won't live for the money.
For me.
I even left my honey. But I'm standing. That's tough on the enemy. Say something we started.
I can get my hands on it.
We brought it.
Open up a can on them.
But there ain't nobody to dance with. I want to serve my country.
And I am.
Ain't it for the money.
Do the sound.
What was all of this? I don't want to chance
These
it.
squares are dripping overhead.
I can make it through this.
Oh, that's a great
Ain't
set
nobody
time.
trying to lose
Took the
it.
course
I
in the
can
band.
hear the
Hey.
music, but there ain't nobody to dance with. I want to serve my country.
Oh yeah.
Ain't it for the money.
Know that I care.
I even left my honey, but I'm standing.
What's up? I thought they were toughen up.
Say something we started.
They did.
Said to bring it, we brought it.
Thought they
There's
could
a party